Twins. Cheers. Well guys, it's Saturday 9th March 24 and I normally do these intros on my patio at home, but I've come down to see Ken at Asylum because I'm going to France Monday, spur of the moment. I'd sort of earmarked it, but you know, had to commit to it. Come on in, boys. Yeah, it's always Saturday morning busy down here. It's like an institution. Anyway, yeah, so I'd earmarked and then was able to confirm to Mark, whose lake I'm going to, on Monday, his new water down in near Limoges. So anyway, I come down to Ken's, thought I'd catch up with a few boys. I love anyone who's got a Saturday morning spare, come down here, because you can meet for breakfast, catch up with the boys, come here. And yeah, always bump into people. So anyway, I'll introduce the lake and what I'm doing more in a little while, but I thought I'd bring the camera down, see a few of the lads, and we'll be catching up with Ken. I was last filming Ken it must be about during COVID, I think it was, like 2.5 years ago or something. But now I'm going to catch up, pick up some bait, and then arrange to catch up with Ken in the next few weeks in way of an update on what he's been up to since those COVID years. But anyway, let's get in there, have a cup of tea with the boys, and we've already been having a laugh at my parking. You'd have thought Stevie Wonder had parked my wife's car. But anyway, let's go and catch up with the boys.
My watch not running anymore.
Right, so if I film you and you don't want to be filmed and you owe the Inland Revenue money, I'll edit it out. All right?
Okay. Yeah, fine. That's it. Yeah. And yeah.
Ken's knocked me up 108. I've got to catch a lot of fish to use all these. These are my hard hookers. So Ken's knocked me up some 22mm bait, 50 kilos of it. And
smell that.
yeah, got it. Yeah, that is. Yeah, there's my liquids in there that Ken's kindly done. Yeah. Okay, just very quickly, I'll just set the camera. We'll catch up in a few weeks' time when it works, and I'll be back here in way of an update of where we left off, which was COVID, wasn't it? I last caught up with you.
Yeah.
What's that? 2.5 years ago?
Probably, yeah.
Something like that.
Pin me down since then.
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, so we'll save it for another time. I'm going to put you on a spot now. But yeah, right now, Ken's, as I was saying, kindly made some bait for me, and yeah, just come down to catch up with the boys as well. And it's a regular Saturday morning now for me, isn't it?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's great catch up with
Jimsy,
a few other faces you always bump into. So yeah, but yeah, thanks for that, Ken. Well, that was a long journey. It's Fensmere I'm fishing. I get the name mixed up because I keep calling it Mark's, but Mark and Sally, who we'll catch up with, bought this about 5 years ago. Two Brits went out to Sydney, Australia for a good few years, and then came back and bought this place. So I've had a quick walk round with Mark, caught up with Sally, gonna have dinner with them this evening, get my head down. I'm whacked out. You come across country a long way when you come here. I'm not sure I came the best way either, coming via Le Mans and Tours. Ideally I should have probably come straight down through Paris, but anyway, yeah, it took me about 8 hours to get here, when normally it should probably take about 6.5. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to have early dinner and get my head down, and then get fishing tomorrow when the weather's set to really, you know, turn for the better. Coming this morning, come through all weathers this morning, mainly rain, but yeah, it's a pleasant evening. Anyway, I'm gonna have a cup of tea, have dinner, and then yeah, kick off tomorrow. Yeah, I'm staying in the gîte. Look, I love a log fire, I do. So yeah, you get this with the lake, and the lake really suits two anglers. I'm here on my own and fishing through till Sunday or Monday. But yeah, tonight, gonna get comfortable. There's a bedroom upstairs, and yeah, this is very, very nice. Van's parked here. And yeah, it's a lovely complex, and as I say, we'll see more of it. We'll see more of it tomorrow. Well, after the world's best breakfast, great night's kip,
Good.
It's Tuesday morning. I ain't rushed about. What's it, about 10 o'clock now?
Yeah, something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
It's
We're
been a
loading
nice,
up the
relaxed
gear,
morning, isn't it?
and we go down the hill. Oh, there's Sal. We'll get Sal later on in the week. She likes being in front of the camera. And I said to Sal and Mark, any heavy lifting, anything that needs doing, don't call me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There you go, Kevin.
Yeah. I don't even push a fishing one. I've got an electric one. Right, anyway, so yeah, look at the complex here. Anyway, we're loaded up and we're going down and we're going to get set up. Having had a great night's skip. After a week here with you, I'm going to need holiday. It's all a bit fast. The dogs are as mad as Mark. They're charging. Look, they're nutty as fruitcakes. Look.
Got some horses, Kev, as well, look, come up to see you. What I'll do here, and then I'll just walk it up to you.
Right, Mark, you set everything up, including the tent. I'll see you in an hour.
I was waiting for that, yeah. Yeah, I was waiting for that, Kev, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, so this swim, if there was two of you, well, you either doubled up in here, or one went in here, and one went over there, or there. So there's 3 swims. The lakes, and you say it's like 6 acres, Mark?
6 acres, yes. You have 3
6
acres of fishing each. And look, it's delineated, really, from this swim by these little lines. So everything that side is for this right-hand angler. Pretty much everything this side is for the left-hand angler.
But that
of
never
course-
works in reality. My mates, yeah,
They'll be
they
stitching
take
you.
the piss. Me,
Yeah.
I always stick by the rules.
I know
right?
that, Kev, I know that of
but
you.
them, they come here, they put rods everywhere.
Unbelievable.
You know the type. I'm
Unbelievable.
not like that.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
plenty of friends just
Yeah,
like that.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not like that. Right now, I'm having a rod there, rod there, rod there, rod there. Well, approaching midday, I'm just having a little play around. You've got a deep hole in front here, which is about 12 foot, and then it shallows up pretty much everywhere else. Well, lunchtime, Tuesday, 4 rods are out, boat's coming back on return to home, and I've got to say, so far so good. Autopilot and the graphic 50/50 with a hypervision, he's fantastic, and thanks to Ro, John, in fact everyone who's helped me with this. But right now, I'm just going to have a tidy up, not put my bivvy up yet, have a cup of tea. But this is the scene, as I say, lunchtime, Tuesday. All to play for. Well, it's that cup of tea moment. It's about 1 o'clock, rods are out, bivvy's up, everything's tidied. Anticipation, well, I need a fish. Cheers, boys. Well, it's 6 o'clock now, Tuesday evening, and Sally and Mark are just preparing me dinner. Great food here, guys, really is. And yeah, I'm hungry again. Had a beautiful fry up this morning. But anyway, right now, there's the odd fish moving more to the right and a bit further out than I am. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and it might be I'm rebaiting just before dark one of the rods. Don't want to, like, you know what, sometimes you feel like you're going to chase them and you just disturb the swim more, but equally, if you're not where they are, you're not going to catch them. So I'm just keeping an eye on things. But right now, having another cup of tea, have dinner, probably have another early night. We're due fog, which I hate fishing in, so I'm hoping it don't come, but it is what it is. But right now, yeah, all to play for, and I could do with a fish. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, so these 2 rods are on that margin. One's in about 4 foot, sort of, you know, quite close to it. The other one further down's in about 6 foot. So I've just rebaited the right hand rod over to the further margin where I said I saw a couple of fish. I just saw another one, so I'm over there in 5 foot. The boat's coming back now to home, and I always keep an eye on this just in case there's, you know, it goes over anything that I should be aware of. But right now it's sort of approaching 6:30, and yeah, over on that margin there, there's been enough fish moving to well, yeah, just had to put a rod on it. Been looking forward to this.
Mate. So what we've got lasagna, freshly made garlic bread, salad, fruit salad and cream.
Happy days. And Mark, those fish are on that far margin over there.
Yeah, they're working up there, aren't they?
Yeah, between the staging and like the gap in the trees. Yeah, that's where they are. I've just rebaited the right hand rod.
Out.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see.
Pucker, will you
Buddy,
get,
that's great. I'll get that down my neck.
You get
Thanks
your
a lot.
laughing tackle. Where do you want it?
Yeah, just down there, and I'll eat it here.
There
Lovely.
You go, mate.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
Knife and fork and that there.
So keep your phone close to yourself,
I will
because it's
do.
all going to kick off.
I'm expecting.
Okay, enjoy your dinner.
Yeah, bon chance. So as they say in France, grosse merde.
Right.
Big shit.
Okay. Keep you posted.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Look at this grab. Well, it's just gone 4 o'clock and I've got an absolute unit in the landing net. What a battle on my right hand rod that I repositioned where I saw some fish, Mark, when you're watching this. And yeah, what a bite, what a fight. So I'm going to call Mark now and get him up. I'm well happy, and I need a cup of tea when he gets here. Look at that, that is a corker of a fish. That is a stunner, look at that.
There we go. Kev Ellis,
£7.8.
first fish from Fensmere. A fish
£70.8.
fish I call Andy's fish, 70 £8 ounces. What an absolute beast.
Yeah, bring it back here.
Look at that.
bring that
What
back.
an absolute leviathan.
Oh, lovely.
Well, Kev, what do you got to say?
Do you know what? Honestly, I thought it was about £50 and I missed it with the landing net and all. All right, I'll get the hang of this game one day.
Addy noddy.
Yeah, for a bloody amateur. All right. But yeah, honestly, absolutely elated.
Brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
Well done,
so
buddy.
Get the other side, and then we'll get some photos, get it back there.
Yep. Fantastic.
Right, keep that going, Mark.
Look at the size of that. What an absolute beast. What an absolute beast. Beautiful fish, Kev. Great condition, mate.
Yeah. Go on.
Let me get that out of the way quickly.
Got it.
There we go,
So
mate.
get it a little bit lower, Mark, if you can. That's it.
You can see the gut on
Got
it
it?
there. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Awesome fish.
Yep.
Awesome fish,
Right.
Kev. Well done, mate. So happy for you, buddy.
Right.
Great to have that call. Right.
Cheers, boys. You all know that feeling when you caught a fish and you can't get back to sleep, and I just laid there like a Cheshire cat. And I think I went to sleep must have been about 8 o'clock, something like that. So it's now about 9:30, 10. We'll have a couple of cups of tea, go up, have a shower, sort myself out, and continue to take in the moment. Yeah, it was a spectacular battle, it really was, and I missed it with a landing net, right? Because you're using Mark's nets here, and there's 6-foot handles, and the pillar thing, the jetty, is a bit higher than I would like for a little bloke like me. So I thought, oh, I wish I had my 8-foot handle. Anyway, long and short of it, fish is coming through. I've gone for it, missed the bloody thing. I thought it was about 50 pound in truth. And it weren't until we started to lift it and that, you're thinking, hold on a minute, got a reality check here. So anyway, yeah, got it in, and yeah, proper happy. Cheers, boys. Yeah, so this is the scene Wednesday morning. Didn't hear anything in the night. I think, well, I might have heard one, but I wasn't sure. I was expecting to hear some, but I had that fish on my right hand rod that I repositioned when the fish started moving over on that far margin. But yeah, we had some fog come down this morning, mist. That's clearing now, looks to be a lovely day. So yeah, as I say, let's go up, sort myself out and get back. Well, it's 11 o'clock, I've come up for a shower and some breakfast, some cereal, get some energy. Yeah, and thanks everyone on social media sending me messages and private messages and everything else. Really appreciate it, and I'm still on cloud 9. But right now, come up here, sort a few bits out, and then get back there, get them out. But yeah, what a great start. Yeah, couldn't be more pleased with that. Anyway, I need to eat. Well, can't believe me luck. I ain't had another fish, but the sun's come out, it's warm, it is beautiful. And yeah, just what this area needs with so much rain in France. Anyway, I've gone up to the house, had a shower, breakfast, everything else, sorted my life out, come back down, got the 4 rods out, repositioned 2 of them, more focused up the other end. In truth, probably the best swim right now to be fishing for them fish is up the other end, but I'm here now and I'm plotted up, and you know, the fact that I'm here on my own, as I was saying, and I'll capture Mark later on in the week. You know, this lake really suits 2 anglers, and you know, I think Mark said it's 6 acres. But anyway, I've got my rods out, and yeah, have a cup of tea and chill and take in some rays, because it feels ages since I've had some sun, let me tell you. So Mark's just popped round, keeping an eye on the rods, had a cup of tea, he's having a beer, and I think it's about 4 o'clock now, Wednesday afternoon. And again, the fish that we've been seeing have been on this right hand margin of mine. So I'm just going round there now and gonna scoop some bait along that margin. Not really concentrate it anywhere, I'll leave that for the bait boat when the bait drops from that. But right now, just skimming it as we're going up here. This has got an amazing in and outlet of water, incredible. I'll quickly have a look at it with you. So it comes in up that end, and you can see the constant flow, and there's some special freshwater mussels down there. So Mark's had to be very vigilant what he does here with the local equivalent of the EA, and there's like a silk bed thing there, what have you. But anyway, just have a quick look. There's me. There I am there. The house is up there. And yeah, as I say, I'm just going to sprinkle some bait along now. Come to the corner, I've just come through this electric fence. Only joking. Really see the amount of rain France has had. But anyway, this tree here is my marker from where I'm fishing. So this is my right hand rod, So I'm just going to walk out there a little bit, very shallow there. So there I am, and I'm probably about 12-15 yards off this margin. You can see it's very shallow here, and yeah, I'm out there somewhere. So I'm just going to sprinkle some Coppins pellet, and then my boilies, which I crush just to split them a bit, and they're quite soft. These are from Jim down in Kent, and he's done a great job of these. So yeah, let's sprinkle a few of these out. Well, just sitting there having a cup of tea with Mark, just, you know, whiling away the hours like we do, us anglers, talking about loads of different stuff. And yeah, went round there, baited up that whole margin, along that margin. Not a lot of bait, you know, the water temperature's still probably only, I've got a thermometer here somewhere, I think the water temperature's still probably only 8-9 degrees, so I've not gone mad with it. But yeah, I've sprinkled some bait along that margin, and yeah, right now dinner's coming down for about 6:30. It's been a beautiful day, and I've had my t-shirt off, but here's my new t-shirts, guys, and I ain't gonna labour it now because I'm gonna labour it later in the week, my website, where I'm hosting my videos. And again, I'll cover it because I've had a few people ask. I'll still be putting the occasional videos on YouTube and shorts and everything else, so the YouTube channel won't die. But, you know, I'll explain more the rationale for setting up this hosting channel later in the week. But anyway, for now, another cup of tea, rods are out, and yeah, autoplay 4. And in fact, on that subject, I'm just going to turn around, because on my t-shirt, I've got the Carpantix there, and on the back, I'm going to try and get it so you can see it. You can see. And that theme will, those little sayings will change as I get new and different coloured t-shirts and stuff. But anyway, that apart, let's have a cup of tea. Here comes me dinner.
Pork. It's a oriental. It's a pork dish with rice, and she's made some special. She's made her own chocolate mousse, strawberries and cream.
Lovely. Happy days.
Do you like my onesie?
Yeah, it looks great on you. You look a right spanner. Hey, Mark, a bird flew out the tree over there.
Yeah.
Half a dozen fish just spooked.
When?
At the end of the tree line over there. Yeah. So yeah, they get in there, do they?
They definitely get along that tree line,
right,
mate.
yeah, okay.
That's why I think if you continue to put something there and you've got lines on all the other spots, then theoretically these fish don't get a lot of pressure, so they'll move away from your pressured lines. Yeah. I reckon they'll come onto that area, and if you
so I'll go and bait that. I'll quickly go around there, put some bait at the end. I'd already had a rod on there yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go and do that.
It's a good area because that's where the old existing big snags were, and it's where all these fish sat all the time. So now I've removed them. Obviously they're moving around a lot more. They're more active, more mobile, but they will definitely get back to it. It's a great. I think there's fish they're moving there now.
Right, yeah. They was on the surface, and you know what it's like. Yeah, bang.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll go have a rethink. Lovely. Thanks a lot.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Cheers,
mate. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I just had that lovely dinner, saving the dessert till I've had a cup of tea. But I've just gone round there and put some bait at the end of the tree line, margin line there. I had a rod there yesterday, I moved it. But yeah, I put some bait there. I need to keep an eye on that. And yeah, maybe put a rod there in the morning. I'm going to leave it for tonight. But yeah, keep my options open over there. Morning, guys. That was a quiet night. It's at 8 o'clock Thursday morning, and yeah, I was up intermittently, didn't hear anything. I was so confident as well, maybe a bit too blasé probably, but yeah, right now I'm fishing through till about lunchtime, and then popping up the clubhouse, getting back quickly, getting them out again. But yeah, do you know what? I honestly thought these ain't been fished for so long. In truth, you know, it was going to be like shelling peas, and it ain't like that right now. And I think the temperature, I'm looking for excuses almost, that the temperature probably needs to come up a few degrees just yet to get these fish really going. But right now, you know what, you can always find excuses why you're not catching. I don't know, but right now I'm going to reposition one rod, left hand rod, back to the margin, on the left margin, and try and be stealthy with that bait boat. I ain't putting it out a lot because I ain't catching a lot of fish, so I'm putting it out once every sort of 24 hours almost. But yeah, you know, these little waters, you know, the smaller they are, the trickier they are. And you know, 1 and 2 acre lakes that I've fished over the years, 3 acre lakes, you know, they're tricky little places. You know, this is a lot bigger than that, but all said and done, I think you still got to have your wits about you when it comes to being stealthy. And I don't know, modern day fishing in France for a week is that stealthy. But anyway, cheers boys. Well, it's Thursday lunchtime, and yeah, wound in. As I was saying, that was a quiet night, didn't hear anything either. Went up, had a shower, done a couple of bits, and then Mark and we went to the supermarket, get some champagne for tomorrow night launch, and then we've come over his stock ponds, and I'm expecting like a little stock pond, I don't know, third of an acre or something. He's got a serious setup here. So yeah, we'll catch up with Mark. We'll catch up with Mark later in the week as well about Fensmere and stuff. But for now, we're over the stock pond, and he can tell us the story of, you know, just what he's doing, which is very impressive, I've got to say. Yeah, another thing about Mark, he don't stop.
Yeah, this has got about, we hand-picked 250 leanies in here. The best, 50% of them were zips. Some absolutely cracking fish. Few leathers, few commons, and some normal mirrors. And we also put around 250 of the crosses that I crossed the leanies with the French fish. So they've a bit deeper bodied, but some of them are just mint, you know. Pearl just looks absolutely superb. So yeah, these will grow on in here from what they are now C1s. We'll have them in here for 2 years. We'll grow these into C3s, and I will be taking, probably we'll end up grading them again next year, or this coming winter, ripping the 500 down to around 300 fish, and then there'll be the very best 300, which will on the next year be taken from here and then put back down into the main lake, because the fish that are in the main lake at the moment, we have about 40 fish in there between 20 and 50 pound, of which some of them can be restocked back into Fensmere if I decide, you know, we need to add a few fish. And of course I've got full biosecurity here because I control everything, so it's much better for re-putting fish into Fensmere without having to worry. And then there's 300 C2s that I grew on last year, and they were up to about £8 as a C2. Ridiculous, beautiful fish. they'll over the next course of the next 2 to 3 years. This year they'll be around sort of 10 to 15 pound. Next year they'll be sort of into 25 to 30, and then that's when we'll be really selling them.
And you'll have to give us some photos to overlay what
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
referring to.
Yeah, for sure, because some of these fish are absolutely...
Yeah, no, I look forward to... Yeah, I think you sent me some photos before. They're amazing looking things. So I'm just going to have a little skirt around here then, Mark.
Mate.
So you've got the top lake here.
Yep.
Right. And how long you had this set up here?
Look, we bought in February.
Well, last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Bought in February last year. It was one of them situations where a very good old mate of mine called Adrian Eves, who's a well-known angler in the UK. I used to fish with him for carp, but now he's an all-rounder. Drennan Cup winner he is, and a good old mate. He contacted me to say, unfortunately, his mate had died, and the person that he was in business with that owned the lake didn't know what to do with it. He said, I think it's near to you. So I said, well, he said, can you help him? I said, yeah, I'll drop in there and see what I can do. I thought maybe if there's fish here, I can know some local fish farmers as well. We can sell the fish, get him some money back and what have you. So I turned up here last February and I just went, it's 10 minutes from us.
Yeah.
And same water course, same water quality. It's right at the top and head of the rivers, head of the streams. It's just perfect. And I sat there and I drove home, didn't give the guy any idea that it was like I was frothing. So drove home, said to Sal, we got to have it. And that was it, become a fish farmer instead of just a fishery owner.
Along with everything else you're doing.
No, I don't do much, you know me.
Wow, yeah.
So that was it.
And you've done this work then, sort of getting it where it is, you know, you said you had to clear it and stuff.
Yes.
And put all the cormorant, anti-cormorant shit on and everything else.
Yeah, look, it's been a mission because luckily the previous owner before, in France you have like I can take 3 or 4 months to get through your buying of a property, but if I'd have got it in Feb, it'd have been March, April, May, June, by the time I'd have actually taken over I'd have lost a year. So luckily the original owner said yes, I could get in here. I had the DDT come do their survey, everything was cushy. I was allowed to do the drain downs on all the lakes last April. So I recruited a few people to come and help me. A local fish farmer I know really well called Benoit from the Bren. He came down, we drained them all completely down, netted everything out so we knew exactly what we were starting with, and then refilled. I limed them all. We're all, and look, this was all trees. So, you couldn't really see them and they weren't really super, I could see potential, but it needed work. So I got one of my little machines up here and we've cleared it. We've put the cormorant stuff up and I've had this was my first full winter this winter. So in January we did the drain downs, the nettings of all of them. We've sold some fish this winter and we now know we've got our stock, we've got the continuation of the stock, brilliant. And I've done the breeding. So no, it's fantastic. It's there you go. There's some leanies.
Oh yeah, I can see them. Let me see if I can capture them. I'm not sure if I'm capturing these through the viewfinder. Oh yeah, now I am. So these are your C1 leanies.
Yep, C1 leanies, mate. They're really good size. They came on so well. Absolutely mega. There they go. Lovely jubbly. So they're all zips, mainly zips.
So how big are they, Mark?
Look, they're about 6 to 8 inches. They were really good. They was really happy with the growth rate of them this summer. Grow fast and they're slow, but they get there eventually. Well, Anthony and I. That's right.
So coming back to leanies then, tell us the story with them.
Right. So, we're old school boys, aren't we? And we grew up with them, with leanies sort of being the history fish. And they're obviously beautiful. And carp have changed dramatically over the course of the last 40 years with lots of different selective breeding, no scales, pretty bland. And my very good friend, one of my best mates, Anthony Hurst, is at leanie.com, basically. He's been breeding leanies for over 20 years. He originally got broodstock through his good friendship with Les Bamford and got broodstock from Redmar Pool, and that was before the introduction of some ghosties into Redmere. So these are the true Redmar strain fish that originally were stocked obviously by Donald himself. So he hand selected the best of the best that he wanted for his brood stock, and he's continued to breed those fish. And it's not just a mass scale. He does it. It's a garden setup for Anthony, but he's meticulous. He breeds. He gets the females out, the right males, so that he knows exactly what combinations of scales. Because if you breed a leather with a common, you're going to get a specific amount of zips, a specific amount of fullies and stuff. So he hand picks depending on what he wants to produce for the year. And I said, well, I've got to have some. So we brought some over before Brexit, soon after I got here. And we brought 35 C1s, which are now in Fensmere. They're 5-year-old in Fensmere, and the biggest fish this year when we netted was 25 pounds. So for a 5-year-old fish to be 25 pounds is considerably faster than most people would think a leanie would grow. And this is the thing, we said all along, that warmer climate, slightly warmer, longer growing season, and advanced feeding methods. You know, we're feeding with the best quality pellets, we're feeding optimally. They're in incredible water quality, as you've seen. You know, you've got such a flow of water, it's like having water changes every day in your lake. So you can feed more because you're not building up, you know, all of the nitrates and
solids
shit.
and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
that's right. So you've got this puck of water, which is a Cat 1 trout streams all hit around here. pH is about 7.4 to 7.8. It's just mint. And they've grown so well. And it's going to be so interesting over the coming years to see what these leanies can do. Because I've just got this sneaky suspicion that we're going to have leanies go into mid-50s, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a big leanie go over 60 pounds.
So you wouldn't be associating leanies in France, would you? We've seen leanies back home, but with the constraints of the UK growth and temperatures and everything else, that's why we're coming to France and Italy and Spain.
Exactly.
Because like you saw in keeping koi, if you had, you know, controlled temperatures, you know, way above ambient that we're used to in the UK, they'd get bigger. They need the warm weather, and we've seen that when we started coming to France in the early 80s. So what you're doing is you're bringing a leanie strain that we've associated with the UK the last 50, 60, 70 years or whatever, and you're bringing them to a warmer climate and everything else that goes with it.
That's right. And let's see what they do. I mean, I'm, as I say, 5-year-old fish. The average size was just over 20, biggest was 25, and smallest was 17 from Fensmere. Bear in mind, they've been in there but being fed with all the other huge fish that are in that lake. I haven't pushed them really hard there because I'm not, you know, within the fishery environment. I want longevity. I want my fish, as you've seen, to be healthy, not fat and obese. I feed with a low-fat, very high-quality, high-protein pellet. I also had boilies made up specifically so I could feed certain types of fish without feeding the others. So when the leanies were smaller, I had big 24s and 26mm baits made up specifically to feed my big fish without feeding the leanies, for instance.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I can really then fine-tune the amount I'm feeding based on temperature of the water and knowing, you know, whether it's going to be, you know, 0.6 of a gram per kilo in the winter. I might be feeding 2 or 3 times a week. And even my winter feeding, I've been pretty specific. I very early on got an underwater camera, and I feed with just a tiny amount of sweet corn in with most of my bait when I'm putting it in. And then every day I can put the camera down, I can see if they've had it. If they've had it, I'll feed more. If they haven't had it, I won't feed. So it's none of this just the feeder's set to go off twice a week regardless, which I think's wasteful and it's not optimal. Because if they want to eat food, they want to eat food, I'll give it to them. If they don't, I don't.
No, it makes perfect sense.
So like here now, we're here today because, you know, I've come up to just check, make sure, because we have had some cormorant issues, even though it's like a bloody maze out there. How they get in and out of there, I don't know. I think they're walking in, basically, the buggers, clever buggers. So I wanted to come up here to check on that and also to feed. At the moment, because it's warm this spring, I'm actually feeding twice a day. I could set the feeders. Maybe by the end of this month I will. At the moment I still like to have my eyes on, see what the fish are doing, see if they want to be fed. If they do, I do.
No, that makes perfect sense. No, it's an impressive setup. yeah,
Thanks,
yeah,
mate.
exciting. Yeah,
it is exciting.
I'll get
I mean,
a couple of cutaway shots.
This pond down here, as you can still see, actually some of the white, which is from when I've calcium carbonated it earlier. I've only just refilled that. That's why that's dead clear. This will be where the pinheads go once I've bred them this spring. So my breeding process will be similar to what Anthony does, which would be in a swimming pool. As I said to you, I've got a big Cockney koi filter. I've got all the gear there, aeration. I select my brood stock for this coming season. I'll have 2 males and 1 female in there, spawning ropes. The spawning ropes will come out and they will be put into this lake, ready to hatch. Before I do that, once this is all starting to settle in the next sort of month or so, I will actually introduce a little bit of cow manure. I'll mix that in a bucket, little bit of cow manure, mix it up and spread it around here, which helps give the lake a bit more food for the microorganisms that I want to try and build. I actually get Daphnia, and I put Daphnia in, so we can, by the time that the little fish are hatching from their pinheads, it's a soup of Daphnia. And then they've got just a massive amount of food that then they can get stuck into, and help
this is all largely self-taught with the help of some of your close friends then?
Yes, yeah. We've been doing this for a long time, haven't we, fishing for carp? And I think if you're a little OCD and a little bit on it, then you want to make sure you're doing stuff right. So, you read the literature, and I'm lucky to have the likes of, as I say, Anthony Hurst. Marcus Goodsir used to be the curator of all the southern sea life centres. He's another great mate of mine, helps me massively. Chris Logston used to own Mid-Kent Fisheries. He's a good mate of mine. He's been really helpful.
So there's a lot of people
Billy
will be thinking, don't forget
Berridge.
anyone, you don't
upset anyone. That's why I just thought Billy Berridge, another legend, and another fish farmer that owns another lake in France, all helped me massively. And you pool all that knowledge, got over 100 years of carp breeding and knowledge, which is a fantastic advantage.
Yeah. Mark, I've got to ask, it's the carp angler in me. If I don't get one tonight, can I come here with a
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
we'll bring a float up, we'll get something.
Yeah, because you got me there up to £50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. So when we first got here, there was no actual flow coming in the lake because the original inflow pipe was about 200 metres up above it, and it had just filled up with silt and sand. So I put a new inflow pipe that comes in, which gives us water from here. This is a little tributary that goes into the River Ardeur, which is a Cat 1 trout stream, and it's good as pure. It comes straight out of the mountain or out the rock about 1 kilometre up there again. So there's no lakes above me. There's nothing coming in because you're in such a rural area. It's another reason I went, this is the one,
Yeah, and this is 9 acres.
Yeah, 9 acres.
Yes, yeah.
Beautiful place.
Looks like a perfect fishery to me.
Yeah, look, it is.
Yeah.
It is a lovely place. It's shallow up this end. You've got about 2 foot in here, but they get right up in here. I tell you. Yeah, they get right up in here.
I've seen these big boulders dotted about.
Yeah.
Were they put here, or is that part of the geological?
Just part of it.
Goes on here. Yeah. Big boulders everywhere, aren't there?
Yeah, the Cruz is renowned for having massive amounts of granite.
Right.
Yeah, loads of granite.
Yeah, no, lovely. So are you controlling this from your phone?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, what's that, security camera?
Yeah. It's a camera for... Hang on, we'll be quiet, hang on. Watch. Hang on. Bring it round the other way. I want it to go off. I want you to hear it.
Yeah, got it. So you're keeping
not be able to put that on.
Yeah, I might have to edit that. But what's that doing then? That's helping you keep an eye on otters.
Sorry, otters, because I had an otter, but also it also gets the it also keeps the cormorants. So I get an alert if one of them comes on my lake. So I get an alert to my phone, and I can speak through that. And actually, that's worked really well in scaring them off. quickly. And then there's another proper main drain that I can open up then to drain it fully.
Right, yeah, so Mark, I don't know that I quite caught that, but that's all about controlling water flow, etc., and levels in the water. And but anyway, yeah, it's been really interesting to come over here. Now I'm feeling the pressure to go back and catch some fish instead of just talking about them. Yeah, there's this thing they've been finding. There was a.
He's semi-professional.
Oh, he's very professional.
He's gone professional.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's been a hectic day. You spend any time with Mark, he's like 100 mile an hour. He's like my mate Roy, right? Charging about. And yeah, but that was a cracking couple of hours over at his stock ponds and stuff. And then Jason called in, who's very good friends with Mark, who got a place locally, who I met on his Tang 5 some 10 years ago. So yeah, he's come down. He'll catch up with us tomorrow as well. So yeah, it was nice to catch up with him too. Right now, rods are out. Cup of tea moment. Going to be having dinner, getting my head down. I did a first live broadcast I've done on Facebook in preparation for the Carpentix launch tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and I've run out of things to say. I felt a bit of a numpty. I'm always in front of the camera, but I've never done one of them before. But yeah, I look forward to the launch tomorrow at 6 o'clock French time, 5 o'clock UK time. We've got some champagne and stuff, so yeah, it'd be nice to share that with a few boys here. But right now, rods are out, could do with another fish. And I'll go through. I've had another message today from someone, people asking me will I put more detail on videos moving forward about bait, rigs and stuff. So yeah, I'll do that before the week's out. And like I've said before, you know, my videos ain't about how to tie a Ronnie rig. That's the best analogy I can use. You know, and there's much better anglers than me, and YouTube tutorials and God knows what out there on the subject of rigs, and I'll probably cover that briefly at some point in the next couple of days. But yeah, right now, cup of tea, having an early dinner, and yeah, let's see if we can get another fish. I had this left-hand rod up the lake, having had one night over on this margin. I had two rods on that margin earlier in the week. I've now put this rod back on the margin over there in about 5 foot of water, and then the other rod's out here where I had the fish, and then one over towards this corner. But yeah, it's been a lovely day. Last couple of days, you just sense the weather's hopefully, well, that's an interesting thing, right? I've said it before, and I've certainly noticed it keeping koi. Just when I thought I could, you know, turn down the thermostat on me pond in March and the weather was getting good, all of a sudden snow and all manner of weather come in, and you just hope that don't happen now in France, because right now it just feels like the birds are singing, the buds are starting to appear, and the fish, you know, could be waking up. Then again, who knows, without wanting to be, you know, a party pooper, you know, all of a sudden, before you know it, another beast from the east comes in. But right now, yeah, you just feel, I think a lot of lakes open this weekend as well. Yeah, you just feel that this could be the kickstart of the French season, so to speak, as well as back home. But then again, as I say, we can all relate to another ice age come back, just as you thought it was getting warmer. We'll see. But right now, yeah, it's just nice to be out. The rods are out and it's nice weather, and yeah, I'm enjoying myself and I'm excited. So yeah, I hope that's coming across on the video, and yeah, you boys are, you know, sharing in it, so to speak. But yeah, anyway, run out of things to say now.